Well, this is my new morning coffee spot. I've been working on this at least for a year. But if you remember, I was out here Sunday and I had my little turquoise table here. I was trying to make it fit here, but everything about Sunday was a mistake. Tried to make a video, it flopped. Was working on this arbor and I couldn't get anything to stand up. I'm still working on that. But this is kind of I'm allowing you to peek into my work style or my brain or my lifestyle. The little turquoise table started here a year ago. I moved it to the other side of the garden because I needed to work in this spot. I was building this arbor, this huge arbor here, and the raised beds around this that I needed to move the table out of the way. Well, got this arbor going fairly well. This is the one where I have my secret garden going. And so I decided, well, I'm going to go back and try to create my little writer's hut, I was calling it. But when I got the table back over here, the garden had grown all around it and it didn't fit. Well, I moved a huge tomato plant that was making tomatoes. Wow, how crazy is that? And showing you my Mississippi mug. And I moved a big tree here that was going to be 30 feet tall, a little flowering bush called a viburnum or snowball bush. Moved it out of here. Still kind of tight. Simultaneously, I moved into wisteria vines, which you don't see yet. And in a year, this chair won't fit here either. I'm going to have to move it. But the mistake before all mistakes is that when I built this arbor, I grew all these sunflowers on this side of the arbor, and I did it for a reason. I did it because that arbor is actually kind of ugly unless it's covered. It's ugly on both sides. And I didn't want people to see the ugly side of it. So I grew the morning glory vines there. They're annuals. I can redo that thought. But I also have a big Lady Banksia rose coming along on this arbor, which will eventually take the place of that, but not be as thick as well. Eventually it will actually be pretty thick. But my original intention is what you see here. Is the little room inside this arbor, and that's where I have wanted for a full year for my writing hut to be, is inside this little room that I'm creating, which is truly a room. But what I've done when I put I can't put anything here, for one, and two, the vines are still trying to create the walls all around. When I put I can't see out. There are no windows. The eyes are the windows of the world. And what I want is to be able to sit in my little room and look out upon my world, not look at 5 leaves at a time, and see what's beyond my little room. Look at my little safety spot. This says a lot about me now, y'all, if you care. I wanted to be in this little private, nestled, womb-like space, but with a window into the rest of the world where I could look beyond from a safe spot and write about what I saw out there. And I'm gonna be able to do that by next year. At least I'm gonna be able to work on it. By next year, all these morning glory vines, I'll be planting on this side of the wall, which is the outside wall. And on the inside, I'll have this Lady Banksia growing. She's growing along here. So then I also have at least 1 or 2 roses, and I'll grow in other roses like a Zephyrine Druid. I know it's on that wall. I'm not sure what else is on there. But anyway, so what I'm really talking about is not my garden plan, because I know few of you really care about that. But what I'm really talking about is the network of mistakes that I've made trying to get this perfect little writing hut built. A network, a tabloid of mistakes. And I think that's the topic of the day. I write as I think. I think and I write at the same time. I don't filter. In fact, I don't. My first draft is usually what you see when you look at my blog. I'll go back later and maybe change, but I don't laboriously pour over what I write. I'm a stream of consciousness writer, and I write what comes to my mind, and I write the same way that I talk. I listen to what I'm saying in my head, and I write exactly what I hear my mind saying, which is exactly the way I talk. But anyway, but because I do let so many first drafts out, you might see some mistakes. You might see a lot of mistakes. I delete. I don't so much edit as I delete. I delete a lot of things that I write because I realize it was not really appropriate. It was what I was feeling, but it may not be ready for prime time. So I might delete it. But the main thing I want to tell you is that it's okay to make mistakes. My work ethic is to allow myself to make mistakes. I invent and reinvent and try and undo and delete every hour of every day. I do it in my garden, which is my safety zone, which is my place that I come to medicate. Medicate emotionally. Meditate. And I do it in my writing. I do it in my painting. I paint fast too. Paint very quickly. Throw a lot of paintings away. More paintings than writing I throw away. But it doesn't make me stop. I just go back the next day and try it again and make another mistake, or maybe every once in a while I hit on something good. A keeper or two. In my New Jersey studio, which was 7 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that, I had a plaque or a banner or something that said, the only way not to make a mistake is to do nothing at all. And that's the truth. The safe thing is to not do anything, to just sit and wish, or maybe not even take the chance to wish. Maybe even deny that you even want to do something creative. I know those people. The only way to prevent making mistakes is to do nothing at all. And that's not a choice. That's a life sentence.